Philosophical perspectives in education provide foundational lenses through which teaching, learning, and school governance are designed and evaluated. These perspectives not only shape curriculum content, but also influence classroom practices and the broader goals of schooling. In the context of social studies education, philosophies such as multiculturalism, nationalism, and reconceptualism guide how educators frame citizenship, identity, historical narratives, and socio-political engagement. Understanding the central tenets, pedagogical applications, and instructional strategies of these philosophies enables educators to foster critical, inclusive, and reflective learning environments. These approaches are increasingly vital as education systems navigate cultural pluralism, political polarization, and calls for curricular decolonization. Multiculturalism. According to Duplass, 2017, multiculturalism as a philosophy emphasizes respect for cultural diversity, recognizing the value of multiple perspectives in shaping national identity and social cohesion. The central tenet of this approach is that education should reflect the pluralistic nature of society by validating diverse cultural experiences and histories. In social studies education, multiculturalism promotes curriculum integration that moves beyond Eurocentric narratives to include the contributions, struggles, and worldviews of historically marginalized communities. This not only enhances student engagement, but also nurtures cultural competence, empathy, and critical consciousness. Duplass, 2017, further asserts that a multicultural approach equips students to participate actively in a democratic society by understanding and appreciating diversity. Sample teaching strategies. Under this philosophy include cultural storytelling and narrative-based learning, diaspora mapping and migration history projects, classroom debates on multicultural policies, student-led interviews with community members from diverse backgrounds, celebrating cultural heritage days to affirm student identities. Nationalism. Nationalism as an educational philosophy centers on fostering a strong sense of loyalty, unity, and shared identity within the nation-state. According to Zevin, 2015, the central tenet of nationalism is the belief that schools play a key role in cultivating patriotism and preparing students for civic participation aligned with national values and traditions. In social studies education, nationalism manifests through the teaching of national history, civic duties, and symbolic rituals that bind citizens together. While this approach can promote unity and social cohesion, critics caution against its potential to exclude minority narratives or enforce a monolithic cultural identity. Sample teaching strategies associated with nationalism include teaching national holidays and their historical origins, memorization and analysis of the national anthem and pledge, reenactments of constitutional conventions or historical revolutions, civic engagement projects aligned with government institutions, field trips to national monuments and heritage sites. Reconceptualism. Emerging as a critique of traditional curriculum models, Reconceptualism advocates for curriculum to be understood as a lived, personal, and political experience rather than a standardized body of knowledge. According to Burgess, 1972, Reconceptualism emphasizes identity, experience, and voice, challenging dominant narratives and power structures within education. In social studies education, this philosophy supports the inclusion of personal narratives, counter-narratives, and critical inquiry into systems of oppression. Reconceptualism aligns with Freirean pedagogy, seeking to transform the learner from a passive recipient to an active co-creator of knowledge. Sample teaching strategies include critical analysis of textbook representation and omissions, creation of personal or family history narratives, autobiographical projects connecting identity to national discourse, dialogic journals exploring power, race, and class, collaborative storytelling projects that explore alternative histories. The integration of philosophical perspectives such as multiculturalism, nationalism, and reconceptualism in educational practice demonstrates how deeply philosophical frameworks influence what and how students learn. Multiculturalism brings forth inclusivity and equity. Nationalism fosters unity and shared responsibility. Reconceptualism empowers learners to challenge oppression and reclaim their narratives. In the context of social studies education, these philosophies guide educators not only in content delivery, but also in cultivating critical, empathetic, and civically engaged learners. By adopting teaching strategies aligned with these philosophies, educators can transform classrooms into reflective spaces that honor diversity, critique injustice, and prepare students for meaningful participation in a democratic society. Thank you very much for watching.